it going? Is it going? There we go. There we go. I see it right now. We rocking, we rolling, and we are live on YouTube.com. And in case you don't know who I am, please allow me to reintroduce myself. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only DJ Storms, and I would like to welcome each and every single one of you back here to the channel on YouTube.com. Now, if you don't know some of the other names that they call me, well, they call me Mr. Controversy and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle known. So that, you know what that is right there? That's the smell of excellence. Wait for it. Wait for it. To mankind. And this is the official rundown for WWE Money in the Bank 2022, which of course is streaming live on the Peacock, that is. Get your mind out of the fucking gutter. Peacock, this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time from the MGM Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. We got a hot crowd tonight. So far, a nice strong start. I see Mitch. I see Shooter. I see Eagles Podcast. I see Further AM. I see a lot of good people, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot more good people as the stream goes on. But ladies and gentlemen, I am not alone here for the rundown. Joining me today, fellow East Coaster, wrestling fan, New York Giants fan, even though they suck, a New York Giants fan, and hardcore sports representative, and I do hope to work with him many a times going forward once hardcore sports really starts to rev up. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome, for the very first time ever, Mr. Mac, the Giants fan. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. Hard to follow that intro, brother, but I'm doing great, man. How you doing today? Thanks for having me on, too, man. I really appreciate it.
Nah, man. The pleasure's all mine. I always love to have new people on the show. I always love to pick other people's brains and make sure that I get as many new people on the show as possible. I always love to help others out, and maybe others can introduce some of their fans to my show, vice versa. It's all about aiding each other in making sure that we make it in this game that we call YouTube streaming. You know what I mean? But we got a lot to talk about. Money in the Bank, of course, this Saturday. I got a busy month ahead of me. We got shit ton of wrestling shows going on this month. Obviously, we got Money in the Bank. Then we got Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor coming on July 23rd, which I will be reviewing. Then we got SummerSlam coming on July 30th. Then we got fucking Battle of the Belts coming up on August 6th, I believe. It's fucking nuts, dude. It is absolutely fucking nuts. But I'm glad that you took the time out of your busy schedule to come on here and talk Money in the Bank with me. We got 12 likes so far. It is fucking rocking and roll. I see Dee, my number one mod, she's in the chat. How are you? I greatly appreciate you stopping by. We got a hot crowd, like I said, 12 likes already. Keep it going, guys. Keep it going. It's what I like to see. But before we get into what we're going to get into and everything, and we start going match by match, shout out to Earl Cole, who's also in the chat. Earl Cole's a beast. Mac, I want to get your thoughts and expertise analysis on the overall build for WWE Money in the Bank. What are your thoughts on the overall build, how WWE has presented this pay-per-view, and what are your thoughts on the overall card? I'm giving the floor to you.
Well, they're not getting me very excited for it. I'll be honest right up front, man. Not one bit. It's been clunky. It's been sloppy. It's been so many things going on with WWE the last couple of months, man. All these extra storylines, the Sasha Banks thing, and the Sasha Banks and Naomi thing, and now this Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis stuff back behind the stage. And it's really affecting, I feel like, what they're doing in the ring right now, man. The build up has been very, very weak. The match has been thrown together poorly. I have never been less excited for a men's Money in the Bank ladder match as I am for this one. Probably they just going into it without a real plan. I wouldn't even be shocked right now if they haven't figured out who they want to win the damn thing. I don't even know. Omos, forget about it, man.
We're gonna be talking about that. Don't worry, people. We're gonna be talking about that.
Forget about it. It's so yeah. The bill. It's been weak, and this used to be one of my favorite pay-per-views because I love the Money in the Bank ladder matches. I love all the excitement, the action, and for what it's worth, we might still get a couple good ladder matches, a couple good matches for what it's worth, just because the things that go on in ladder matches. But it's just been. I wish they would just put a little more into it and give us a little something more to get excited about, man. Because even we don't have a world title match on the card. It's just that's starting to become a trend in WWE. It seems like they're just feeling like pay-per-views. I feel like titles should be defended, and that's why you have champions. And we should be able to showcase your champion should be showcased at the pay-per-views. And the fact that pretty much every one you're getting like maybe one or two title matches, it's just a joke. So I'm not very pleased with how they built up this pay-per-view so far.
No. I feel you, dude. And here's the sad part about it. You take a look at the roster. The roster, they got a great fucking roster. Probably the best roster, despite how depleted it may be. And again, that's their own fault. But despite how depleted it may be, they still got a great roster. And this card on paper, it doesn't look terrible per se, but with how terrible the build that we've gotten, I just don't give a fuck. I seriously don't give a fuck. It's a common trend for legitimately every WWE pay-per-view. I cannot remember the last time I legitimately gave a fuck about a pay-per-view. The last time I legit gave a fuck about a WWE pay-per-view was perhaps back during 2016 when SmackDown Live was actually great. And they were putting on great weekly television, and they were going into TLC, one of the last pay-per-views of 2016. That was a damn good fucking show. Probably the best show of 2016 at that time. I fucking loved TLC. That was an awesome, awesome fucking show. Really good stuff right there. And I take a look at it now, and I don't even understand how they've gotten worse. It's almost like just when we think that they won't get worse, they end up fucking getting worse, especially considering AEW's been around for 3 years. You'd think that they'd step up their game. They haven't. They've gotten more and more lazy, more and more complacent. It's fucking pathetic. It really is. But people, we're going to dissect everything. We're going to go in depth on everything little by little, and we're going to talk about each and every single match, including a breaking news story that broke earlier today about a celebrity signing with WWE, and we will give our thoughts and opinions on that. But first things first, Mr. Mack, where can we find you on social media?
Oh, you can find me right here on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can find me in all of those places at Mac the Giants Fan, just like it's spelled right up here, MACDA, Giants Fan. So, you know what I mean? You can find me all those places. Just type in Mac the Giants Fan, and you will come right to me, to any one of my pages on any of those locations.
Damn right, damn right. His Twitter, his Instagram, and his YouTube channel, they're all in the description if you want to go check that out. Now you can follow me on social media at HistoryMakerDJS. That is at HistoryMakerDJS, because all I fucking do is make history, both on Instagram and Twitter. You can add me on Facebook as well for collaborations and business inquiries. Please send me an email. My email is, of course, StormsTakeOver@gmail.com. Please like the official DJ Storms business page, and I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms Posse group on Facebook. All of those links are in the description, as well as the link to the official hardcore sports brand that me and Mr. Mack over here are affiliated with, Hardcore Sports on Twitter. You can follow the Hardcore Sports brand on Twitter at Hardcore Sports N. That is Hardcore Sports N. And then on Instagram, you can follow them at Hardcore Sports Network. And then on YouTube, you can subscribe to them at Hardcore Sports Network. We surpassed 100 subs, and I will be making my debut on the Hardcore Sports channel, the LFU Lightning Flash Update. My weekly show will become a mainstay on the Hardcore Sports channel. I will also be streaming on Hardcore Sports Twitter, my own YouTube channel, my Facebook page, and, of course, the Hardcore Sports Twitch channel. So you're going to be able to find me everywhere Even if you don't want to take a look at the YouTube channels, it is going to be everywhere, and it's going to be fucking good. It is the evolution of the DJ Storms brand. Of course, all those links are in the description. We are over 10 minutes into the stream. Now, people, if you haven't liked the stream, I don't know what the fuck you're doing here. I don't know why the fuck you decided to come here. But when you come on in, it is absolutely vital that you like the fucking stream. That's what we're fucking here for. You like the stream. It helps me out. It helps Mac the Giants fan out. And, of course, you got to share it out on all platforms, social media. I'm talking about Twitter. I'm talking about Instagram. I'm talking about Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever social media platforms that you might be using. Because that way, more and more people know that Mac and Storms are live here on YouTube.com talking all about Money in the Bank going down this Saturday. It is absolutely important that you share it out. Of course, hit the subscribe button and make sure that you hit that notifications bell with a huge coup de grace. That way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, baby, it is the best time to be on YouTube. And I'll tell you why. This is Earl Cole's favorite part right here. Because it's the only time you're going to get to see this glorious sideburn chin strap combination and this beautiful mustache right here. Hold on just one second. See, no one else does this. Nobody else does this. This is what makes me stand out, because we're going to light it up right here on the channel with a little and a dash of and a whole lot of because like Campbell's soup, I'm so good. Everybody wants me some Storms. I just want to let you know that. So I just want to make that very, very apparent. Anyway. Kind of getting ahead of myself here. Enough of the self-brand promotion and the advertisements. We are going to get straight into the matches here. We got 6 matches. We got 2 ladder matches, of course, and then 4 undercard championship matches. Let's start off with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We got Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Lacey Evans, Raquel Rodriguez, Asuka, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch. This is the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. I've already stated numerous amounts of times, I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit about this match. Especially considering half of the fucking field is women that either should not be there because they can't wrestle, or women that should not be there because they're just flat out fucking cringeworthy, i.e. Becky Lynch. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Becky Lynch is a fucking parasite. She's a fucking parasite to that women with this shit heel gimmick that she's been playing for nearly a year now. I'm legit shocked that she's been at this for nearly a fucking year, and no one has even thought to pull the fucking plug on this shit because it has been so fucking bad. She has gotten compared online to fucking Schmeagol from Lord of the Rings with her fucking promo going into a match with Bianca Belair. Her hairstyle is fucking terrible. Her voice just makes my fucking ears bleed. And then we got all the other competitors. We got Lacey Evans. She's been fucking terrible with these new promos. So unnatural. Alexa Bliss, don't even get me started. She is undoubtedly one of the worst, if not the worst, women's wrestler on the planet, not named Eva Marie. Liv Morgan, listen, I love Liv Morgan. She's a Jersey girl. I got to support my Jersey girls. And I think she's gotten a hell of a lot better. But all she does is fucking lose. All she does is fucking lose. Raquel Rodriguez has become a smiling fucking dork. All she does, and then we got Shotzi and Asuka. Shotzi and Asuka both deserve better. Asuka has already done everything there is to do in the WWE. The only thing that I would actually be interested in seeing Asuka do is go to the UK and fight Meiko Satomura for the NXT UK Women's Championship. And then Shotzi hasn't been given any fucking opportunities. Shotzi has spent more time in catering than she actually has on television. And she's been on the main roster for a solid year. I don't even know what to tell you about this. It's fucking terrible. And let me tell you something. Jeff, yes, Liv Morgan should win, but unfortunately, she's not going to win. And I'll tell you why. Unfortunately, considering WWE, they only push 2-3 fucking people, and the rest are neglected, and the rest are left to rot in the fucking dust. WWE is going to give this fucking contract to Becky Lynch, unfortunately. I would be dead shocked, jaw to the floor shocked, if Becky Lynch does not win this thing. And I say that because all Becky Lynch has been doing is fucking complaining for the last 4 fucking weeks leading up to this pay-per-view. So realistically now, it would make sense in WWE's eyes, that is. It wouldn't make sense to us because we actually have a fucking brain. But in WWE's eyes, realistically, it would make sense for Becky Lynch to take the win here. But regardless of whether Becky takes the win or not, whoever wins, Becky Lynch is still getting that match with Bianca Belair at SummerSlam. Why? Because that's all that they fall back on. They fall back on the same fucking people over and over again. Becky, Charlotte, Ronda, and they neglect everyone else. And it fucking sucks because you've got so many fucking talented women in that division that you're neglecting to push the same fucking people over and over and over again. It's legitimately made me want to just stop covering the show. I say this all the time. I legit want to stop covering WWE. And the only reason why I don't is because I got people that take time out of their weekdays and their weekends to watch me rant and tear this shit up because they find it entertaining. That's the only reason why I still watch WWE. But unfortunately, we're looking at Becky Lynch. And to be quite honest with you, I don't really expect much considering last year's Women's Money in the Bank ladder match was fucking terrible. Undoubtedly one of the worst, maybe the worst Money in the Bank ladder match of all time. It was fucking bad, that match. It was bad. So I don't really expect too much from this match either. The only woman that should really be in conversation is Liv Morgan, considering that she's been booked like absolute shit, and she deserves to have a bone thrown at her, but it's not going to happen. I would be shocked if Liv Morgan is still employed with the WWE by the time WrestleMania 39 rolls around. Unfortunately, Becky Lynch is going to be taking this, and we are all just going to collectively sit here and sigh in disappointment. But Mac, I'm going to toss this one over to you. Give me your expertise analysis and your prediction on this match.
Oh, man. Well, I agree with a lot of what you just said, man. I would also, at this point, would be stunned if anybody else other than Becky Lynch wins this match. It's just the way, like you said, WWE books everything. Like you said, it's a repetitive thing. They do the same people just keep getting the push, and like you said, everybody else, it's like forget about it. Like you said, and Shotzi, let me tell you about Shotzi, man. She's been one of my favorites. I absolutely adore this chick. I think she goes absolutely hard in the ring. And she just does not get the opportunity she deserves. I almost wonder, why'd you bring her up from NXT when she was at the point on NXT where she was hitting her stride on NXT? Why'd you bring her up from NXT to do nothing with her on SmackDown? It's just an absolute joke. I'm stunned that she even qualified to be in the match. To be quite frank, because that's how badly.
I thought they were going to give it to Tamina. Actually,
yeah, that's how badly they've been booking her. I thought for sure. I was stunned that she got the win and got put into the match in the first place, and she's probably just in the match because she's going to be able to pull off the spots that a lot of these other chicks ain't going to want to do, not going to want to take part in. So they need to have somebody in there that can bring a little something to the match, and that's Enter Shotzi Blackheart, man. But this whole thing, like you said, Liv Morgan definitely been an up-and-coming, improving talent. From when she started in NXT, I honestly thought she had no chance in hell of being anything successful. Yeah. And she's worked hard. She's built up. She's a lot better in the ring, but she's still not quite getting those opportunities. Like you said, it's not from a lack of working hard.
She's not the best, but she's decent. Yeah, it all depends on the booking now.
She busts her butt, man, and she's just not getting those opportunities like some of the other girls. Like, I honestly wouldn't be surprised at this point if before the pay-per-view, Charlotte Flair shows the fuck up to the arena.
No, I'm predicting that she does. We're going to talk about that in the next match. We're going to talk about that in the next match.
And just bump somebody out of this and goes and enters this ladder match all of a sudden and checks that box off of her list of accolades because that's one of the only things she hasn't done is won a Money in the Bank ladder match yet. So that wouldn't even stun me at this point if something like that were to happen. The things the WWE is doing with some of their best superstars, man. Why is Nikki ASH who won the ladder match last year? She not even in the match. How have you made her fall?
I'm shocked she's still employed.
So far off. She's fallen so far off. It's just like she's just a clown now. As soon as
she put on that fucking superhero outfit, she was dead to rights.
She's just an absolute clown now. Her character's a total joke.
Nikki Trash, I call her.
But other than some kind of big weird surprise happening, I agree. Becky Lynch should win this hands down. I think that's just the way WWE books things. They're just going to keep pushing her to the top. And if she doesn't, I think possibly a Lacey Evans win could be a direction they go in. For some reason, she was
worse, if not worse.
Because, I mean, she was getting pushed pretty hard before she was pregnant and had to lead the company for a little bit. So who knows if they want to try to push her back to the top. I'm just, at this point, I just don't know WWE. I can't get into the minds of their creative team because it's not very creative. And I know I could go and write a way better show each and every week for Raw and SmackDown.
Dude, a fucking infant could write a better show than fucking White Castle Pritchard. Why you see Bruce Pritchard, instead of actually writing a decent show, he's going to White Castle and ordering the entire fucking left side of the menu.
Jesus, it's been terrible, man. And this, like you said, I have no real excitement for this match whatsoever, man. I just want to hopefully see some cool spots, and the only couple of girls in here really capable of delivering that. I feel like Shotzi will give you something, give you some exciting moments probably.
Oscar will probably give you something.
Oscar will give you something. Yeah, but I just don't. I mean, what's Raquel really going to do in this type of? This is all due respect to her, man.
She's fine. She's fine. It's just her booking. She's booked like a fucking smiling dork.
So, which is just weird. Come up to the main roster. She went from being a badass on NXT to being, like you said, this little happy chick. So it's weird.
She's like fucking Bubbles from the fucking Powerpuff Girls. Like, what the fuck are you smiling about? Anyway. SmackDown Women's title match. We have Ronda Rousey and Natalya. Again, another match in which I do not give one single fuck about. Never mind two. It's the same shit that they did last year. Or last time, rather. Not last year. It was actually 3 years ago. Same shit that they did 3 years ago with Ronda Rousey's Raw Women's Championship reign. They're doing the same thing with Ronda Rousey's SmackDown Women's Championship title reign. This is her second title defense. Natalya, she's merely a bridge. She is merely nothing more than a sacrificial lamb. She's nothing more than a piece of meat for the hungry German shepherd that is Ronda Rousey. And that's it. I'm actually predicting that Charlotte's probably going to return after this match. And once again, I will be saying on my channel, just like I've been saying for God knows how many years now, I'm going to be saying, fuck Charlotte Flair. Fuck Charlotte Flair and all of her supporters, because Charlotte Flair is a fucking entitled, self-deluded, self-absorbed, manipulative cunt. I said it week in and week out, and I will not stop saying it. I don't give a shit how much hate I get. She fucking blows dick. And no, I'm not talking about Andrade's. But at the end of the fucking day, Ronda Rousey's taking this. Easy, hands down. There's really no other reason for us to believe that Natalya is going to take the win. They are doing nothing but throwing sacrificial lambs over at Ronda Rousey until we get to Charlotte Flair at SummerSlam. And I would not be shocked if Charlotte Flair actually wins the title back at SummerSlam, to be quite honest with you, because they've built up no one to take that title off of Ronda Rousey, unless, unfortunately, God fucking help us all, they're planning Ronda and Becky. And let me tell you something. Ronda and Becky at next year's WrestleMania, it is 4 years too late. Should have happened at WrestleMania 35 in MetLife Stadium, but instead you have to add Charlotte Flair, and you made that match fucking terrible. Charlotte made that match bad. That was all on Charlotte. And now you're planning on redoing it with Ronda, who's worse than she was last time, and Becky Lynch is undoubtedly the worst act in the entire women's division. She's a fucking parasite. As I'll say it once, I'll say it again. She is a fucking cancer in the women's division because of how bad. She may even be worse than Charlotte. I don't even believe I'm saying that. She may even be worse than fucking Charlotte. That's how bad Becky is. So at the end of the fucking day, outside of the match with Becky Lynch, there's legitimately no one built up to take that title off of Ronda. Unless you're magically going to have an epiphany and give the fucking briefcase to Liv Morgan, to have Liv Morgan go and cash it in on Ronda, or a Raquel Rodriguez. But I don't expect that to happen. Again, I'd be shocked if Liv Morgan still has a job with WWE in the next year. And Raquel, they're going to lose interest and lose faith in Raquel just like that. Just like they do everyone else. If it's not Roman, Brock, Goldberg, Cena, Orton, Charlotte, Becky, Ronda. They are going to throw them to the wayside and let them rot and decay. That's it. And then their bones are going to shrivel up into dust and then blow away in the wind. That's pretty much it. I would not be shocked if Charlotte Flair returns after this match is inevitably over. I'm going with Ronda here. There's no reason why anyone is to believe that Natalya is going to get the win here. Mac, ball's in your court.
Man, absolutely, like you just said, man, it's not a shadow of a doubt that Ronda Rousey is not only going to win this match, she's probably going to absolutely just trash Natalya. And it's unfortunate because Natalya, obviously, she's clearly paid her dues over the years, and she hasn't had those title runs, those famous title runs like a Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch and all the other same girls.
I was boring in her own right, to be quite honest with you.
Well, I mean, she is. She's nothing special about her character, but she does work hard in the ring. She's definitely one of the, probably best workers in as far as the in-ring stuff. You're right. Nothing excites you about when you hear a Natalya promo. And her character is bland and boring most of the times. But, man, she can get down in the ring. She probably does deserve a little bit better than what this company has done for her. But the fact that you're going into this match, and like you said, it's a foregone conclusion, Ronda Rousey is going to be the winner of this match. It's not even, that's not, like you said, not up for debate. There's no way they're putting that title on Natalya to take that title to SummerSlam. This is a one-and-done thing. Once Ronda Rousey beats Natalya on Saturday night, Natalya's going to be so far out of the title picture again that she'll probably barely be on TV. It's like another forgotten woman in that locker room, man. It's bad. This is another, like you said, nothing. I have no excitement for this match whatsoever. I agree 100% with everything you say. Me and you are like, we're right here, bro. We are like so in tune with the way WWE. They have so much talent on that roster, yet they just keep shoving the same people in our face over and over and over again. Cody Rhodes gets hurt. They shit, we better bring in Goldberg again. God, we better bring Goldberg back in.
I guarantee you right now, I would not be shocked.
I mean, not Goldberg.
I don't want to put a nightmare out there, but there is still one last spot in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. I don't want to put a nightmare out there, and no, I'm not talking about an American nightmare. I'm talking about the fucking cocaine Beardberg coming out there with a beard as white as cocaine.
It's just so, yeah, you're right, because I guess what they're going to announce who the last person is on Friday, tomorrow night on SmackDown. I don't know, but
there was supposed to be a qualifying match with Ezekiel and Kevin Owens, but that had to be postponed for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know if someone's
forgot about that.
I don't know if Kevin Owens was injured or if he had COVID. Ezekiel appeared on the show, but Owens was not on the show. So I don't know.
Was not on the show.
I don't know what's going on there, but here's a question for you. Does Ronda defend that title against anyone not named Charlotte at SummerSlam?
I can't even imagine.
Does she win at SummerSlam? And if she does win, what's next?
I mean, I can still see her winning and taking that title as far as maybe even possibly SummerSlam. I could maybe see her. I can see them back on her, going back and forth with Charlotte up until SummerSlam. I mean, up until Survivor Series. To be honest, man.
God fucking help us, dude. I can
see it. I can see WWE doing that to us, man. I can see it. That's the WWE way, man. I mean, unless we get, how far along is Bayley? Somebody like Bayley.
Yeah. I was going to mention that. Like, does Bayley come back on Raw and feud with Bianca, or does she come back on SmackDown and feud with Ronda? I would put her on SmackDown and feud with Ronda because Ronda fucking desperately needs something. Bianca's good in the ring, and she's at least been trying to have some good matches. So Ronda definitely needs more help with her reign.
I mean, Ronda, one of her biggest problems is you put a microphone in front of her face, and it's like, that's just the worst thing you could do. She can't talk at all. And
there's no conviction in her voice.
No, not at all. And then, I mean, in the ring, she's just not, it's unpolished. It's just not, I don't know, it's not entertaining. She doesn't entertain me in the ring either. Her matches are usually boring. That WrestleMania match with her and Charlotte, that was terrible. Oh, my God. That was so bad.
One semi-decent match with Charlotte at WrestleMania Backlash in that I Quit match. That's one semi-decent match. Outside of that, her entire second run has been shit.
I'd even almost be okay if they took that title off of her on Saturday night. I mean, not Saturday night, at SummerSlam. And I mean, what's up with like maybe get her together with like somebody like a Shayna Baszler, have them be like a badass.
I would do Shayna versus
the women's tag
Ronda.
team division needs to do something
Shayna
better.
Take that title off of Ronda.
That's another person right there that you want to talk about somebody getting screwed over in WWE. Shayna Baszler is it. She's the poster girl for that right now. I don't understand. She was one of the most dominant female competitors in NXT history. Pretty much only person who had a better title run than her was Asuka.
Yeah.
And now she's on the main roster and she barely gets on TV, and when it is, she's in some hokey tag team with Natalya or Nia Jax.
Losing to Aaliyah in 3 minutes.
It's like, come on. It's just ridiculous what they're doing with Shayna Baszler, man.
Rottweiler has been neutered. That's Shayna Baszler. Her balls have been cut off and thrown away.
It's just terrible.
But yeah, we got Ronda retaining the title here. Again, I would not be shocked if Charlotte Flair shows up. Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins versus the Usos. This is for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. We've gotten every single fucking combination with the Usos and the Street Profits in singles action for about 4 fucking weeks now. So much so that I legitimately wanted to drive my head into a brick wall and crack my skull open. But I will say this. The tag team match itself is probably going to be the best non-Money in the Bank ladder match of the night. Out of the 4 non-Money in the Bank ladder matches that we got, this is probably going to be the best one out of all 4 of them. Just because of how good these two teams are and what they can do. I just fucking wish that they would actually put some fucking effort into tag team wrestling. It seems like, not just me, everybody in the IWC has been saying it. It's just they don't put any fucking effort into their tag team division and what they're doing. Care. It's the same shit over and over and over and over again to a point where we can legitimately predict it before they even say, oh, okay, so this is going to be the feud going into Money in the Bank. It's going to be Usos and the Street Profits. For the next 4 weeks, we're going to predict that we're going to see singles matches between all 4 guys. And that's exactly what fucking happened. It's exactly what happened. It's fucking lazy. Lazy, it's predictable. We've seen this shit year after year after year after year after year. And to be quite honest with you, it sucks because I know these two teams are going to put on a very good tag team match, but at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck because in the end, nothing is going to matter. Nothing is going to matter because of how poorly the WWE has not only treated the Usos when Roman is not there with them, not only treated the Street Profits, but treated the undisputed tag team championships. They unified the titles to go right back and do the same fucking shit that they were doing with the tag team titles when they were separate. So terrible. So fucking terrible. To a point where I legitimately want to pull out this fucking pompadour that's on my fucking head. I legit want to pull the fucking minuscule red hairs that I have in my black beard legitimately out of my fucking face. It's how fucking pissed off I get watching this shit. But again, I do have a feeling these two are going to do what they do best. They're going to put on a very good wrestling match because that's what these two do. They go in there, they wrestle, they put on a very good tag team match. The last time they had a series of matches was back during the fall. They actually had an excellent tag team match all the way back at Extreme Rules of 2021, back at the end of September. That was a pretty decent match. So I don't expect anything less from them to put on a decent match. But at the end of it, I really don't give a shit. Here's a question, though. After the Usos beat the Street Profits, who's next? There's legitimately nobody. No one's fucking left. Unless they want to do Judgment Day. But I don't expect that to happen because, A, that's heel versus heel. And I fully expect Edge to come back and fight Finn Balor at SummerSlam in a one-on-one match, which probably will be the best match on SummerSlam's card if we're taking a look at SummerSlam's card overall. But again, I don't know who the fuck is next. Maybe the Viking Raiders, but they turned heel as well. God fucking forbid we get another New Day match, dude. God fucking forbid we get another New Day Usos match. How many times have we seen that shit? Telling you.
I was going to say, the WWE way, man. I was going to say, it wouldn't shock me is after they get past the Street Profits, because I'm pretty sure they're going to get past the Street Profits on Saturday.
What other baby?
That they just generate another New Day Usos rivalry for SummerSlam, because they feel like that has to be like some kind of a marquee tag team match at SummerSlam, because they just feel like there's nothing else they can do. And that would be the easiest thing for them to do. It's just the WWE way, man. And it's sad because like with you got the Usos who they paid their dues for a while before they started really getting these nice title runs, but now enough is enough. They've had plenty of them. And
the Usos are in the same boat as the New Day. We don't need that shit anymore.
Yeah, same as New Day.
But if you really want to make the Usos interesting, put them down in NXT with Solo Sikoa and have them take over NXT.
Absolutely. The Street Profits. Here's my Street Profits thing with them. These guys have had a couple of runs up here now on Raw. They've been Raw Tag Champions and SmackDown Tag Team Champions. It took me a long time to like the Street Profits. I thought for the beginning, and when they were in NXT, they were kind of hokey, kind of a little over the top, corny a little bit. But I did respect a little like the athleticism of Montez Ford.
Oh, he's great.
I could see these guys developing. And then when they really won me over was when they won that Fatal 4-Way ladder match and won the tag team titles. That match, the Street Profits won me over that match, and I've been a fan ever since because I just have had a whole new level of respect for that team ever since that match, because I went to that. I specifically remember breaking down that match and saying the Street Profits have the least likely chance of winning this match, in my opinion, going into that match. And they really put on a hell of a show, and they ended up walking away with the NXT titles, and their careers have ascended ever since. And sure, they're getting opportunities up here on the main roster, and they've had a couple of runs, but they're also kind of falling back into that same lame, just corny backstage weird stuff. Like that time when they had that thing going on with the Viking Raiders, when they were doing all those little weird, hokey little competitions or whatever they were.
They were doing fucking bowling matches.
Yeah, I didn't get it. And
I mean, at least Ivar was getting some ladies. I mean, I'll tell you that. Yeah. I mean, what does Ivar have that I don't have? Does he have the fucking Duck Dynasty beard? What does Ivar have that I don't? Seriously, Ivar, give me your secrets.
But I don't know. And hopefully, I think I like the idea of turning the Viking Raiders heel. I think that hopefully they can push them to where they belong, because this team is also far better than the way they get booked. And it's just like you said, the tag team division is a joke. It's not taken seriously. The women's tag team titles have all been forgotten about now. And I just don't get it.
I don't even think they're doing a tournament. I think the titles are fucking dead, dude.
They're just going to dissolve the titles, act like they never existed. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Goodbye. But I want to say the Usos here are gonna take it, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Street Profits win, just because of how poorly that the Usos have been booked. I would not be shocked if the Street Profits win, but I'm actually going to go the Usos here. And you know what? The main reason why I say why the Street Profits have potential of winning is because if Usos win, they got no other babyface tag teams. So whether the Usos win or the Street Profits win, at the end, we could end up seeing this match again at SummerSlam. What other babyface tag teams are there besides the New Day? And we've been there, done that. The Mysterio, been there, done that.
Yeah.
Look, Jinder and Dancing Shanky. Ice Shanky. We don't need that shit.
Not at all. I don't. Yeah, the tag team division just needs
but I wouldn't be shocked if the Street Profits win. What do you got? Who do you got in this one?
Yeah, I think the Usos are going to win. I think they're going to take those titles at least until SummerSlam. And my early prediction SummerSlam is the whole entire bloodline leaves SummerSlam without their titles. That's my prediction at SummerSlam, but that's obviously a month away still.
Yeah, I have a feeling, but I have a feeling I know who Roman's losing it to, but I don't know who the Usos are going to drop it to be quite honest with you. And to be quite honest, they've pretty much buried every single other tag team. all to make the Usos look good. And even then, they still don't look good because they lose almost every week.
But that's why I can see an emergence of the New Day again. I can see that happening again. That's what WWE loves to just recycle storylines and give us the same shit over and over and over again, man. And I could just totally see them totally copping out and just bringing the New Day and Usos back into another, building up another New Day Usos rivalry, man.
What about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn?
I mean, I would love it, but WWE has to get on board with that.
They both need to be babyface. Sami Zayn has been a glorified fucking jobber as a heel. He's entertaining, but he's a glorified fucking jobber. We need the underdog from the underground back. And Kevin Owens, his heel run, I feel it's done. It's over with. Let me see what he can do as a top babyface. He's been heel more than he's been babyface in WWE. That's number one. And number two, out of everyone, Kevin Owens, he signed a new deal, and he has not been given anything this year. He lost the WWE title match at day one. He lost the Rumble. He wasn't even on the Elimination Chamber. He lost to Stone Cold at WrestleMania. And then he entered into a 3-month feud with fucking Ezekiel, obsessing over another man's identity. Meanwhile, he could be winning fucking time. Who cares if Ezekiel's Elias or not? What's going to happen? Is he magically going to get inserted into the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match at SummerSlam if he proves that Ezekiel's Elias? What does he gain from this? Big fat zero. Big fat nothing. Turn them both babyface. Put them together as a top babyface tag team. Have them fight the Usos. That'll probably be the third most intriguing match on the show, along with Balor and Edge if it's confirmed, and if it's confirmed, Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins. Those are legitimately 3 matches. That's it. That's your SummerSlam card. But I got the Usos here.
I like the Usos as well, though. I do like the Usos to win this one. I also agree that it'll probably be the show stealer of the night, this match. It'll probably be very entertaining, fun to watch. But I think the Usos will get it in the end.
Yes. Let's take a break. Take a look at the chat here. Jeff has been very, very active in the chat. Thank you, DJ Sums, for stopping by. You guys have been great. We got 16 likes. That's right. 16 likes so far. I think that we can get to 20. So here's what I want everyone to do. Take a minute. Share out the stream. If you haven't already shared it out, get some more people in here. We just need 4 more likes, and then we are fucking set. 20 likes, and we should be good. It's been a great crowd so far on this Thursday evening, and I thank you guys for joining me. Let's take a break from the card, actually. Let's talk about breaking news, actually, today. It was confirmed by numerous amounts of people, including the celebrity himself, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Logan Paul has signed a deal with the WWE. He signed it today. He made it very apparent that he's coming for The Miz, and that's probably going to be the match at SummerSlam. I want to say that this isn't really a good move, but truth be told, I'm actually not as mad as you would think I am about this. And the reason why I say that is because, number one, Logan Paul actually put on a very good performance at WrestleMania. To be quite honest with you, he is a heat fucking magnet. And that shit is organic fucking heel heat. People legit want to see Logan Paul get his fucking ass kicked. So if Logan Paul comes on into the WWE, and after he gets this bullshit with The Miz done, if Logan Paul is going to be used to help get others over as top-tier baby faces, and those baby faces will be more over for beating the shit out of Logan Paul, let me tell you something. That right there, that's a win-win. Logan Paul's very good at what he does for not being very experienced in the ring at all. And if that's the case, you know what? If he continues to do this and continues to train, he could get better in the ring. He's still very young. He's got plenty of years ahead of him. You could do a lot of entertaining material with Logan Paul, and you can get a lot of people over as top-tier baby faces. So I do not necessarily mind Logan Paul inking the deal with the WWE. Matter of fact, this could very well help them if they play their cards right, that is. Now, WWE never plays their cards right, but again, it's all in how they book them. It's all in how they book Logan Paul. And if he's booked fairly decently. He's booked in entertaining programs. You know what? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say I don't mind Logan Paul. If they want to, it could be on the same wavelength. Whoever they put against Logan Paul could be on the same wavelength as what happened with MJF and Wardlow. Not as good, obviously, because MJF is at a god-tier level right now. No one is as good as MJF, but it would be fairly similar to that because Logan Paul, by default, is going to be the biggest fucking heel in the WWE once Roman Reigns inevitably loses the undisputed WWE Universal Championship to whomever. And I have my prediction, but until he loses that title, right now he's the biggest heel. But once he does, Logan Paul's inevitably going to become the biggest fucking heel. People are going to want to see him get his teeth knocked down his throat. It could be a great thing. I don't necessarily mind it. I just hope that they don't over-abuse him. And that's just me. Mac, let me get your thoughts on this. Talk to me.
Well, yeah, Logan Paul, I mean, it could be cool. But like you just said, the thing with WWE that always worries me is it's just the booking, man. Yeah. Will they book this kid the right way, man? Like you just said, obviously he's going to come in and it's going to automatically be the automatic rivalry with The Miz. Big build up until SummerSlam. He'll probably start appearing on Raw as soon as Monday night, for all we know.
Yeah.
But I mean, they'll start building this matchup with him and Miz, and then, and it's kind of ironic in a sense because Miz's road to the WWE was somewhat in a similar way. I mean, just he was a reality show star that was a big wrestling fan and got to live his dream. You know what I mean? It turned it into a nice WWE career. So Logan Paul definitely has that potential. Like you said, he was excellent considering it was his first match at WrestleMania on a biggest stage like that, on a huge stage. He showed up and he was impressive in that match, and he was even a little bit impressive, with even the build up to that match. The couple spots opportunities he had, like on the Raw appearances he had. So I'm okay with it. See how it works out, but I'm just not overly optimistic because WWE seems to ruin everything it touches, man.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, Cody's been booked perfectly, but that's only because they can't fucking afford to fuck up Cody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, let's get back to the card. Just wanted to throw our thoughts out there. Let us know what you guys think. Anyone that's in the chat, let us know what you guys think about Logan Paul signing with WWE and how he could benefit and or possibly hurt the WWE. Let's talk about Raw Women's Championship match, Bianca Belair versus Carmella. It was initially supposed to be Rhea Ripley. I was actually looking forward to the Rhea Ripley-Bianca Belair match. Now, who knows? Maybe we could get Rhea Ripley and Bianca at SummerSlam. Depends on how long Rhea Ripley is out. I don't know. They have not disclosed the injury. I have not read any reports. If you've read any reports, Mac, please enlighten me. But I have not seen anything. I have not heard anything. I do not know what the injury is. It has not been disclosed whatsoever.
So now from what I did read, I'm sorry, what I read something about, it's like some kind of condition she may have, some kind of condition I heard. They're not disclosing it publicly, but it's, I don't know, some kind of like maybe medical condition, not necessarily even like an injury per se. Something.
Is it COVID or is it something else?
They didn't disclose at all. They just didn't disclose details, but they said it was something kind of like condition she suffers from. So that's
okay. It may have been. It could be mental health. It could be something. Could be something internal. But whatever it is, it is. So we get Carmella, and pretty much what WWE told you right there is you can be off of television for 3 months, come back, do nothing, and get a title match, and then Carmella is nothing more, just like Natalya is to Ronda. Carmella is a chew toy for Bianca Belair before Bianca inevitably moves on to Becky Lynch, who I do believe will win Money in the Bank, and then cash in RVD style on Bianca at SummerSlam. Does she win? She could possibly win, and if she does, Becky Lynch will be proven once again, just like I've always said, she's a entitled bitch. She only cares about herself. She doesn't care about the women's division. And of course, I will be proven right again because I'm the smartest fucking man alive. Or we could see Bianca Belair win, and then the Money in the Bank briefcase is wasted. Becky winning the briefcase is a waste. It's pretty much a waste. But again, just like Natalya, there's no reason why Carmella is going to win. No reason why we are to believe that Carmella is going to win. Could it be a decent match? Yes, they had a couple decent matches before. And Carmella, she's not horrible in the ring. I've seen much worse, but she's serviceable in the ring. And when she's given the opportunity, she puts on a semi-decent match. And I hope she actually brings it and puts on a semi-decent match here with Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. But I don't really expect too much of anything. I actually expect Bianca to retain. I think it's going to be fairly easy. I don't even think these women are going to be given enough time, considering WWE does not give two fucks about women's wrestling, but yet people still want to shit on the AEW women's division. I find it absolutely fucking retarded. And I have no problem walking up to your face. If you're one of these people, I have no problem calling you a retard right to your face, because you are one. But at the end of the day, Bianca's retaining. So like I said, no reason why Carmella's walking out victorious. And just like last year, they did the same thing with Bianca last year that they're doing this year. They're feeding her Carmella, feeding her all these meaningless challengers, and her Raw Women's title reign is falling into the same category as her SmackDown Women's title reign, to a point where I wouldn't be shocked if they do take the title off of her at SummerSlam, because this company doesn't know how to build new stars. They fucking suck at it, and they fucking suck at everything professional wrestling related. That's why the ratings didn't even peak at 2 million this past Monday for Raw, even with John Cena on the show. I got Bianca Belair retaining this. Mac, over to you.
Yeah. Once again, this is could even be basically a squash match. Honestly, I just don't see Carmella even being
that past 5 minutes.
Being that competitive in this match. It's just, it was clearly a last second just thought, and I guess they chose to put Carmella in it. I just don't understand. I think Carmella would have served better in actually being part of the ladder match, honestly. I would have rather seen her in that match as opposed to getting this title match that she does not deserve. I mean, that 6-pack challenge she won, that match was a joke. That whole match was a joke. I just don't see what they think. Why do they think us as wrestling fans, how do you think that can make us excited wanting to see Bianca Belair go against Carmella, who, like you said, quite frankly, hasn't done much of anything. I mean, her and Zelina Vega had that tag team title run for a little bit, but come on now. We all know that was just, that was meaningless. Yeah, it was terrible. Nothing. And, yeah, it's just Bianca Belair. I don't even have much to say, to be honest, on this match, because it's so... I'm honestly, I rather watch Ronda Rousey and Natalya than this match here. I'm going to probably enjoy that match a little bit better than this one here. I just don't see anything that's going to be great about this match.
And that's fucking sad, because out of all four of those women, Bianca's the best wrestler out of all of them.
I've been
a huge advocate for Bianca. I'm a Bianca Belair guy. One of the best that they have, and they book her like shit.
She's one of the best pure athletes in the company.
Yes,
I mean, just straight up. But yeah, this match here is, like you said, I was so excited for the Rhea Ripley Bianca Belair match, just like you said, and now it's like this doesn't quite stack up. So
I mean, unless we're gonna get a live sex celebration with Corey Graves and Carmella, I don't give a shit. That's the only thing Carmella's good for, and I don't give a shit how much hate I get there. Unless she's fucking posing for Playboy, I don't give a shit about Carmella. And that has to do with WWE. And again, Carmella's not even that bad of an athlete. She's not even that bad. But I don't care. They booked her like shit. Why should we care if WWE doesn't care?
Well, it's because it just came out of nowhere. All of a sudden, it's like, Carmella. She hadn't even hardly been on TV.
Carmella.
And now she's in this match with this opportunity, and she wins. Asuka was in that match. Becky Lynch was in that match. Liv Morgan was in that match. Nikki A.S.H. Doudrop. Poor Doudrop. Another one. It's just like, come on, man.
She was never going to succeed with that fucking name. What the fuck is a Doudrop?
Yeah, I don't know why they changed her name to Doudrop either.
Did you see what they changed Jordan Devlin's name to?
Oh, I saw that. He's coming back to NXT.
J.D. McDonough. What the fuck is a McDonough? Can someone put what in the fuck is a McDonough? It sounds like a fucking McDonald's breakfast item. Seriously, wow. Yeah, I'll have the McDonough with a McCoff. Fuck is a McDonough?
Yeah, I saw that promo. I was like, what the hell? I had to double take.
That's a
Like,
great promo and a fucking comedic name.
I had to look and say, what the hell? Because I thought that's who I knew I'd recognize him, but then the name threw me off completely. And I was like, what the hell?
J.D.
What?
McDonough. The J.D. is fine. Why can't we get a better last name? Why not J.D. Ace? He's the Irish Ace. Why not J.D. Ace? Makes things a little better, right? How come I came up with that on the fucking spot, but yet they got all this fucking time, and the best that they can come up is McDonough, McChicken Nuggets, McCoffee, McSnack Wrap, McBurger. Fucking hell. Froze up? Did you freeze up there? What's going on? Mac, you good? Don't tell me you fucking froze up. What's going on with Mac over here?
I'm here. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm good.
You're good. Okay. I know what was going on there. I think it was so funny. I fucking broke his connection.
Sometimes, yeah, internet gets a little choppy sometimes.
Yeah, but anyway. But yeah, we got Bianca Belair in this one straight across the board. Bobby Lashley versus the Big Bang Theory, the kinetic theory, the behaviorist theory. What kind of fucking theory? It's Austin theory, not theory. That's like taking Randy Orton and just naming him Orton.
I just don't get it. I don't get it either, man.
Fucking, I don't know, dude. I don't have any words. I'm a guy with many fucking words, dude, and this company just leaves me fucking speechless. Really does. Absolutely. Imagine having two pure athletes like Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory on your roster. And imagine the build. The majority of this build has been Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory oiling themselves up and having a fucking pose down in the middle of the fucking ring for a few weeks in a row. Imagine that. Imagine that. Can you imagine that?
That was terrible.
Unbelievable.
That was absolutely terrible.
Unbelievable. Dude, they're ruining Austin Theory. He's supposedly the chosen one. They're already fucking ruining him. They're absolutely fucking ruining him just by that alone. And I'm an Austin Theory guy, and I'm very happy that he's actually getting some opportunities, and he got this U.S. title opportunity, and I'm glad that he has the title. But at the end of the day, you're ruining his reign, and you're ruining his entire shtick by having him do the shit that he's doing with Lashley. Out of every single match, I could not be any more disappointed in how the build turned out for this match, because these two could actually give us a great fucking match. These two could actually give us a match that would make the U.S. title mean something. Seriously, they could make the U.S. title feel important for the first time in God knows how many years. And this is the type of build that you give them. This is the type of build that you give them. Having Lashley bury the Alpha Academy numerous amounts of times and then having a fucking pose down as if it's the Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger Invitational. I didn't come here to watch the fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger Invitational. Get to the chopper, see the pecs. No, I came to watch some pro wrestling. Fucking stupid. Oh, by the way, Hoolagrim, my man Hoolagrim's in the chat. Don't worry, Hoolagrim, you're completely fine. You can go back and rewatch the stream. I really appreciate you stopping in. You're awesome. He's Mac the Giants fan, a guy who I'm going to be collaborating with many, many times into the future. Part of Hardcore Sports. I will be launching on Hardcore Sports very, very soon, so keep an eye out for that. But back to this match. Again, I really don't know how to put it into words. I'm legitimately at a loss for words. I can't even form the correct words to describe how bad that the build has been for this match. There's not enough words in the English language to describe how bad this match has been built. And that's fucking sad considering how great Lashley is and how great Austin Theory is. But I'm going with Theory here because at the end of the day, Lashley, he's nothing more than a bridge for Theory to get to John Cena, because you know that WWE wants to do that match based off of the comparisons between Austin Theory and John Cena. Now, the match itself with Austin Theory and John Cena could be fairly interesting. Now, I would be interested to see how John Cena meshes with Austin Theory. It could be pretty interesting. But at the end of the day, I I can't help but feel as though Bobby Lashley is being slighted, especially considering that Lashley would have been a perfect opponent for Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. But instead, you're putting Roman against Lesnar for the umpteenth time. How many times have we fucking seen that match? I don't fucking know. At this rate, I've had enough of it. It's a legitimate repeat every single fucking time with WWE. This is the second time that Roman and Lesnar will headline WrestleMania and SummerSlam within the same year. Terrible.
Wow.
Fucking terrible, if you can believe that.
Wow.
Lashley, he's great. The match could be decent. Will it? I don't know. Just based off of this build, I'm actually thinking that the crowd's going to be dead for this match just because of the fact that they built this match so poorly. I don't think anyone's going to give one single shit about it. And again, it's sad because of how good these two men really are. But I'm going to have to go with Austin Theory here just because WWE has their eyes locked in on John Cena taking on Austin Theory, and Austin Theory being put over as the next face of the company by the former face of the company. That's what I see happening. But Mac, what say you?
Well, I do. I see Austin Theory leaving Las Vegas with the title. However, I see Lashley winning the match by like disqualification, count out, some kind of way like that. I feel like it's just going to have one of those kind of endings to this match because as good as Austin Theory is, as much as a great young talent, I still feel like in this spot on this pay-per-view, you can't really sell me on him pinning Bobby Lashley per se, at least not on his own merit anyway, without some form of help. Austin Theory, I think, has the potential to rise and be like the next big thing if WWE will continue to book him the correct way. But it's going to come down to that with him. But right now in this spot, I do see him still leaving with the title. 100%. Don't think they're putting the U.S. title on Lashley at this point. But I just think it's going to be one of those wacky finishes where he wins, where Lashley wins the match by disqualification. Obviously, the title can't change hands that way. And it's just gonna, and like you said, it's just gonna be like this. The bill was terrible. It's gonna be this one and done situation, total bridge. We all kind of been knowing about the social media beef with Theory and Cena, so we pretty much kind of know that's coming along. That's coming, and they probably are saving that for SummerSlam. They're gonna want Theory to definitely have that title around his waist for that match. And that's how I see this one playing. I don't see WWE. It's not going to be that exciting. And you're right. One thing you said about Lashley is also right, man. He should be totally in the mix with Roman Reigns right now. You should be having the guys like him, the Drew McIntyre. These guys should be in the mix with feuds with Roman Reigns. And it's despicable that you keep bringing Brock Lesnar back. So if Brock Lesnar beats Roman Reigns, then what? Now you're going to have another champion that's just going to show up once every couple of months, defend his title at the pay-per-view, and that's it. Like, that's just not what this company needs. Not with all the hard-working young talent you got on this roster. You got to start building and changing over, man. These other superstars, yeah, they paid their dues. They were great. They were legends. They're future Hall of Famers, all that good stuff, but their time has passed, and you have so much young talent on this roster that's busting their butt, and they're not getting opportunities. And it's just like Tommaso Ciampa's another great. You bring him up to the main. What do you bring him to the main roster for? To do the stupid shit he's doing. Yeah. To do the stupid shit he's doing, like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how they waste away all their talent. And Lashley should be in the mix for Roman Reigns. He shouldn't necessarily be at this point doing mid-card title matches. I mean, I know the U.S. title is still a somewhat prestigious title, but at the same time, Lashley has already he's kind of built himself to a bigger stage right now than this, and it's good for Austin Theory in a sense, but to be in a feud with a guy like Lashley and help Lashley can help get him over even a little bit more, but. It's just, I don't know.
I don't mind the match. I don't mind Lashley in this title picture. What I have a problem with is the fucking build. If this actually had a legit build, I'd actually be intrigued in what Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory could legitimately do because they're two great athletes, and these are the type of athletes that should be fighting over the United States title. I have no problem with Lashley in a U.S. title picture. The problem is the fucking build.
You can see that. I mean, the bill was kind of out of nowhere. I don't even know when they started beefing. It just kind of just
After
happened
Hell in
all
a
of a
Cell.
sudden. Yeah, it just happened all of a sudden. But
I would love
yeah,
to see Lashley and Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. That's actually an intriguing match. Lashley
well,
and Gunther.
Gunther was another one. I thought when they brought him up, I thought they were bringing him up to pretty much immediately put him in the title picture of Roman Reigns. I didn't think they were going to waste any time with him doing other things. I thought they were going to put him right in the mix, and now
He's
he's doing
actually been booked fairly decently. He's been
yeah,
winning
he's
matches. He's been undefeated. He's the
dominant.
Intercontinental Champion. So he's actually one of the exceptions.
Yeah. So yeah, I like Theory to win to keep hanging on to his title. I like Lashley to win the match, like I said, by one of those controversial
I actually
finishes.
think it's going to happen with an exposed turnbuckle, and Theory's going to end up hitting the A-Town down, and that's how Lashley's going to lose 1, 2, 3. So we got that. Don't freeze up on me, Mac. Don't freeze up on me. Don't freeze up on me now. What we got going on? There we go.
I'm sorry,
It's coming back. There we go.
I
No,
don't
it's
know why
fine.
it keeps happening.
We got one last match. We made it to the end here. We got the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. This is Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Matt Riddle, Black Great Khali, a.k.a. Omos, and a participant. Am I wrong? Am I wrong with that kind? Am I wrong?
You are not.
Am I wrong? Wow, Omos. The almighty era is over. God.
Oh my god.
So terrible at a promo. And then we got a competitor to be determined. Now, I don't know who's going to be determined. I did see it was supposed to be Kevin Owens and Ezekiel. Owens was clearly not on the show, so it was probably Owens that had the injury. I don't know if it was an injury, if it was COVID. I don't know what happened, but they need another participant. Maybe they could just go with the 6 that we have. I have absolutely no idea what they're going to do to determine the final participant. I don't know. But I think that they could end up putting Kevin Owens in the match. I'm not completely sure, but again, at this rate, I don't really care because I mainly only see one winner here, and that's Seth Rollins. I think this is going to be the best match of the night, regardless of whether or not Omos is there, just because of all the other talent that's in the ring, and all the other talent is just great at what they do. They are all masters at their craft. Outside of Omos, he continues to shit the bed every single week, a gigantic shit of the bed every single week, might I add.
I couldn't agree
The
more.
only other guy that I can see winning this match besides Seth Rollins would be Matt Riddle. And the reason why I say Matt Riddle is because they could tell a decent story of Matt Riddle cashing in on Roman Reigns and then Randy Orton coming back, beating Matt Riddle for the championship at the Royal Rumble. And then we could get Cody winning the Rumble with Cody and Orton being the match at WrestleMania. And that would be a great fucking story to tell with Cody and Randy and the history that they had with Legacy. And Cody taking the title off of Randy Orton to become the champion. That would be intriguing. That would be very good. But I don't think that they're going to do that because that would actually require some effort. That would actually require some intrigue. And in the end, I actually do believe Seth Rollins is going to take it, and they're going to tell the story of Cody and Seth, mainly because of the fact that they've had that story going on since WrestleMania this year, and it would be a perfect full circle, perfect long-term booking to come into play with Seth Rollins inevitably winning this briefcase and then cashing in after the Roman Reigns-Brock Lesnar match at SummerSlam to win the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. And Seth Rollins is going to hold that title all the way to WrestleMania next year. He's going to have a great reign, and he's going to drop that title to Cody Rhodes. I think that is probably the best route to go, unless they do want to do the Matt Riddle route. But I don't see that happening, considering that would actually be intriguing, that would be unpredictable, that would be out of the box, and it's the same shit each and every single week with the WWE. No one gives a fuck. They all do the same shit. It's lazy. It is very, very formulaic. It's garbage. And at the end of the day, I have a feeling that Seth Rollins is probably the best candidate to win Money in the Bank, considering he's been doing a lot of great work, probably the best character work and the best in-ring work of his entire career. I don't think I've remembered a time where Seth Rollins has been putting on as good of matches as he's been putting on right now. He is at the top of his game, and it's about time that he gets rewarded. And you can tie up loose ends with what happened with Roman at the Rumble. And the story here will inevitably be Cody. Cody coming back, Cody winning the Rumble, Cody inevitably going to WrestleMania to fight Seth Rollins and beat Seth Rollins for the World Championship. And Roman Reigns, he's going to go main event WrestleMania Night 1 against The Rock, while Cody and Rollins main event WrestleMania Night number 2. And that is how I see everything playing out. So I'm going with Rollins here. Despite Black Great Khali being involved in the match, I do think it's still going to be a decent ladder match. I don't think it's going to be better than last year's match because Omos is that one blemish. But I do think it's going to be a fairly decent Money in the Bank ladder match. But ultimately, the pay-per-view itself, not really going to deliver. I don't expect it to deliver, but I got Seth Rollins winning this. There's no reason why anyone but Seth Rollins should be winning this, and he's going to cash in and win the world title from Roman or Lesnar, depending on who wins that last man standing match at SummerSlam. Matt, final match of the Money in the Bank preview and show. Final match of the rundown. Let me hear it, man.
Well, okay. First off, if the Seth Rollins thing happens and it plays out exactly like you said, leading up to Cody Rhodes next year at WrestleMania, that is the best case scenario. That's the best case scenario out of this match. So I agree 100% with that if that happens. I do like Seth Rollins in this match also. Him and Riddle would be another guy I think could with the way he's been booked the last few months. But I also just want to, just for the sake of being a little different here, man, how about if somebody else got an opportunity? Like we've been talking about opportunities. And someone like a Sami Zayn, since he's been in this weird hokey member of the bloodline thing or whatever, little honorary member of the honorary Uso. What if he somehow comes down with this briefcase and after promising, no way I'm gonna cash this thing in on Roman Reigns, you know what I mean? What if WWE decided, hey, let's go that route and spin this thing that way and go and see what happens there? I mean, Sami Zayn's another guy I think is underutilized. He's like you said, he's been a glorified jobber basically since he's been on this heel run, and he deserves much better. Sami Zayn, people give him a lot of shit, like him or love him. Sami Zayn is a top competitor in the ring, man. He can get down with the best of them. He can compete on a main event level. He absolutely can compete on a main event level. So I was thinking, I kind of hope something like that is what happened, but that would be giving WWE, I think, too much credit. And I don't think that they would absolutely go that route at all. So I do agree. Seth Rollins is probably going to end up coming down with this thing because he's been on fire. Other than this Cody rivalry, he's been on fire, like you said, in and out of the ring, man. And just that epic series of matches with Cody Rhodes, that's something right there. You can keep giving me shit like that, WWE. You want to feed me shit?
They've had the best program in all of WWE all year. That's been the best program in all of WWE.
Absolutely.
Rollins and Cody.
Absolutely. Keep feeding me that. Because that's where it's at. That's like top of the line right there. So, and Omos in this match, let me give you my Omos. This is a joke. This dude is huge. He's clunky. He's not like a big athletic guy, you know. He's a big clunky, like you said, Great Khali. He moves around like the Great Khali, and he has no business being in this match. He can benefit no one in this match. He's not gonna be able to pull off cool spots like everybody else in this match is gonna be capable of delivering. He's just gonna be a big ass blob just there. Like, why? Why are you here? Like, what is your purpose? So hopefully,
big ass blob.
I'm hoping this match just starts off where everybody maybe just jumps on him, piles like 20 ladders up on top of him or something. Omos, you're a non-factor. Lay down there.
You know that they're going to do that.
You're not in this match anymore because
What would be your reaction if he wins?
Oh my God!
What would be your reaction if he wins? I got to know this.
I may never watch another WWE show again if Omos wins this, and that's not an exaggeration, because he shouldn't even be in the match. I just never understood why he was even in a qualifying match. Then he wins the qualifying match, and it's just like,
He buried Matt
why?
Riddle, and then WWE realized they fucked up, and they put Matt Riddle in the match.
Yeah.
How has he survived all of these budget cuts? How?
I don't get
let
it.
Keith Lee go. You let Karrion Kross go. You let Aleister Black go. Buddy Matthews, Andrade. Braun Strowman was better than him.
Exactly.
Strowman was a fucking loser, and he was better than him. The fucking Diesel Train Express, whatever he fucking did, that was better than Omos.
Yeah, absolutely.
Strowman actually tried. At least Strowman actually gave us one of the best matches of his career with Drew and Lashley before he got fired. That was one of the best matches of Braun Strowman's career before they fired him. Has Omos ever delivered a match like that? No.
Never. Could you imagine him climbing the ladder for that title? I can't even picture that in my head. Like,
he can't even climb a fucking ladder. He can barely fucking walk.
I
would not be shocked if he can't get his feet in the rungs. That's how clunky he is.
Yeah, it's so bad, man. It's like you take this match. This match could be awesome, and then you throw Omos in it. It's like you could have put Ricochet in the damn match.
Why isn't Ricochet? Why isn't Styles there? He froze up again. Unbelievable. Is someone from WWE watching the stream? Because he's been freezing up a lot. Is someone from WWE watching the stream and trying to purposely cut you off because you're freezing up more now? I think Omos has hacked the stream because he knows that you're trashing him.
Hey, I apologize again for that, man.
Anyway, continue. This is the last match. Say what you need to say. Continue.
Yeah, it's just it just grinds my gears to know the talent you have on your roster, and you're putting Omos in this match when you have guys that can be in this match. And I mean, look at hell, Kofi Kingston, the New Day, any of these guys can deliver so much better than what Omos is going to do in this match.
Oh, Omos.
Like, it's such a waste of a spot in this match, and it's just terrible. You should do better by the fans. It's crazy.
It is, man. It is. Let me tell you something. But I think we're in the same boat here. Even though the Matt Riddle idea does sound intriguing, I think WWE is inevitably going to go with Rollins here. Rollins is the correct guy to do it, and it makes sense.
It does, especially with Cody going to be out as long. Now we find out he's going to be out a little longer for a good while. It would actually make a lot of sense to just kind of bring that back full circle again. That would be perfect scenario.
Yes. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this edition of The Rundown. Solid 1 hour and 17 minutes so far, and you guys kept the energy up all throughout the stream. I would like to thank each and every single one of you for watching. Didi, Peanuts, DJ Sums, AK Eagles Podcast, Mitch, Jeff Turner, everyone. Y'all brought it. You guys were great. Mitch, again, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be affiliated with Hardcore Sports if you're still watching. And Mac, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to come on here and talk wrestling. You were great. The analytical takes and the in-depth dissection that you gave us here on the DJ Storms channel, it's something that's greatly appreciated. You are one of the very few intelligent wrestling fans that we have here, and I'm definitely going to be having you back on my channel sooner rather than later. I hope to be on your channel very soon as well. So thank you. I greatly appreciate your service.
Thank you. I definitely appreciate it, man. It's been a pleasure, man. I definitely like the opportunity, man. It's great working with you, man. Your energy is awesome too, bro. I love it. And we're here. It's wrestling. We're here, man. We're like right here. I agree with everything you were talking about, man.
We go together like tacos and Tuesdays, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I could go for some of those right now. I'm making myself fucking hungry right now. I don't know. It sounds good. But one more time, brother. Again, thank you. And where can we find you on social media?
Oh, you can find me here, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all at Mac the Giants Fan. I'm all over there. You know what I mean? All you got to do is go in there, hit the search box, Mac the Giants Fan, MACDA Giants Fan. You'll find me. Straight up, man. I appreciate the love, man.
Keep it up, man. Keep on doing what you're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Storms. He is Mac the Giants Fan. And this has been the rundown. Now, I got one question for you before we close out the video. Mac, who runs the IWC?
DJ Storms.
You're damn fucking right I do. Who but DJ motherfucking Storms? And I'll see you guys on Friday for the Lightning Flash update.